In addition, the 2021 Annual Flood Outlook has also forecasted flood situations for different parts of the country. The AFO informed that 121 local governments in 27 states and FCT fall within the highly probable risk areas, while 302 local government areas in the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT, fall within the moderately probable flood risk area. The remaining 351 local government areas fall within the low probable flood risk areas. Already, there are reported cases of flooding in 210 local government areas in 32 states, and FCT and agencies need to always come together with the view for effective response to save lives, properties, and infrastructures. Carried out awareness and sensitization campaigns by NEMA, zonal, territorial, and operational offices. Stockpiled relief materials for assistance to flood victims. Went on advocacy visits to state governments and relevant stakeholders. Organized a national consultative workshop on 2021 flood preparedness, mitigation, and response in Nigeria. The agency will activate the emergency operations centers for search and rescue and needs assessments as the need arises.
It is regrettable, though, that with all the efforts dedicated to the development of the early warning tones and analysis of their implications, governments, especially at the subnational level, i.e. states and local governments, fail to heed to the advisories therein contained. Most often, states and local governments only begin to react when the floods arrive. A change of attitude towards the issue of the management of disasters associated with flooding is solicited. We must make concerted and deliberate efforts to, as much as possible, strive to prepare very well to minimize flooding, rather than always sitting back to manage its full occurrence. If the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and Social Development, states and local governments allocate 1% of their annual budgets for enhancing the development and deployment of these early warning tools and their implications on socio-economic activities and disaster risk reduction across the country.
This experience, however, is a pointer to the fact that emergency and disaster preparedness and response is a dynamic factor. Flood disasters are highly susceptible to climate change and are further aggravated by human activity on the environment. Hence, the realization for an integrated approach to flood management and the need to build the resilience of the vulnerable communities. It is my belief that this workshop will provide a platform to provide solutions to the challenges facing the emergency sector, particularly as it's related to the flood, disaster, and management in Nigeria.
We hope that we will not do what we do every year by running around Nigeria, informing every other stakeholder at the local level that it is coming, do A, B, C, and D, and yet every year we still repeat the same thing, we still have the same casualties, the same losses.